I want to talk about one thing. Hot dogs, yes. I got very hungry just now. I want to talk about the plane ride here and the fact that I've noticed this because I've traveled by plane enough to know that this isn't a fluke. Sometimes, okay, well, let me start with all the time. All the time.
The food is bad.
Yes. The peanuts are too small. Every time, without exception, everyone in this room who's ever been on a plane, no one will argue with this. Every time you're on a plane, the position of your seat back is catastrophically important to them, the people who are in charge of whether you live or die. Because the plane is a piece of equipment that is defying physics, flying through the air like a metal fucking rock, and you are in it, and your seat being back or forward to them is a big deal. You, for instance, if you'd like to test this theory, try keeping your seat back the whole time. They won't let you. We all know this. We accept it. Your seat has to be forward when you land. Now, sometimes, and I find this very interesting, sometimes your seat doesn't work. Now, the reason I find this interesting is because the times your seat doesn't work is because the airline is shitty and the airplane isn't working right. And it is those times, not when you need your seat to be back, it is their failure that immediately solves the problem. Mm-hmm. I find that very interesting.
I feel like she already knows the story.
She's annoyed by it, but I'm like, I'm not. Mm-hmm. I find this very interesting. Like, I've had this conversation so many times where, like, my seat is like kind of half back, and the person comes by and they go, "I really need that seat to be up before we land," and that could have been a woman or a gay man. And I go, like, it doesn't, hey man, you try, make it do what you need it to do in order for the plane to land. And they go, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, okay, fuck it.
That's true, that happens.
Fuck it, because it's our fault. Fuck it, because the plane doesn't work. It's a crisis if it's on you. It's fuck it if it's on them. Hey, I'm sorry, we really need that engine to be on the wing. Well, the engine's not on the wing. It came disconnected up in the air. The plane is doing a fucking barrel roll toward the soil. Oh, okay, well, sorry. Fuck it. I hope you live.
I'm on your side. But, and I get it. I get your frustration. But that guy coming by, he just has to, his big crisis is that he wakes up every day and has to tell a bunch of people in an airplane in 2014 to not smoke in an airplane and to do all these things. And then he's he said fuck it because, like, that's how he feels.
Yeah, but what exactly.
What if you were a secret flyer?
What is that?
Oh, a person who...
You guys don't know about these secret flyers?
Like a death's head officer
like
that's
air
there
marshal?
pretending to be a tourist. Like, aha, my seat can go back. You just need to try harder, prisoner number 137. Okay, great.
I understand your frustration. I have a personal connection to this because after this happened, I was awaking from a beautiful nap. I overheard the interaction, which is fine because I have similar interactions. And then I unfortunately said to you, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then I was on the other side of the Gaza Strip for the next couple of hours.
Other side, because the Gaza Strip is a line on a ping pong table.
That is what I heard. No, the other side of the, you know what I mean.
The point being, and what I said to you is, of course it's not a big deal. That's the tyranny. Of course it's not a big deal. No one's gonna hit me with a riding crop.
Can we talk about the body scanning machines?
Oh, God.
How you opt out and I don't.
I opt out. Thank you. The more folks that opt out, the sooner that those things are fucking taken out of the airports. You know who doesn't opt out, who loves just getting fucked in the anus with an airplane wing?
Well, let's not knock that. That's a lot of fun.
That actually sounds great because
Yeah.
they're kind of tapered at the end and then they get slowly bigger toward the body of the plane.
There's a lot of variety.
Then there's an engine in the middle of it with like a suction turbine.
It's a really
No,
good
but-
setup.
I'm going from here to Tarzana, California to market the airplane wing dildo.
When you opt out, don't you get like?
Harassed?
Yes, exactly. You like every time
Depends
I
on where
opt
you
out,
are, yeah.
I get taken to like the little room.
Oh, do you
It-
say?
it's like,
do
this
you
is
ask them
way
to get
more
taken to a private
humiliating
room, or do
than-
they
No,
just
it'll
take you
be
there?
like they test something on your clothes, and then they're like, "Oh, it's a hair gel that's setting the alarm off. We have to take you back for a search."
You got to
Like,
stop wearing that
Maybe
tan
this is
T-shirt
just
to
the
the
Portland
airport.
airport.
I think
don't
you have to
know,
stop
but
being in Italian pornos.
I just had bad luck. I don't know.
I mean, I have a very mixed experience. I mean, it's not great, but I think most people are pretty nice. Though there are some airports where they're like, "You're opting out." Huh? She's opting out. What? She's opt. All right, noted. And then an hour later, someone comes over, and I'm not going to disclose what part of the country that was, but
They've definitely been instructed. It's out. They can't keep a secret. It's not like it's the fucking.
yeah. Though today I had a very nice conversation, and I've become as I've gotten older, I've really cherished my female friendships, and there is something to staring in the eyes of a strange TSA woman who says to you, "I'm going to take my hands up between your legs until I." The first several times I did this, I got this line until I think they corrected it. "I'm going to take my hands up your thighs until I meet the resistance." And the first time I was like, "The resistance?"
Yeah, they're hiding out in there. They got a base of
All right,
operations.
Han
Che Guevara is up
Solo,
there.
thank you for fighting the good fight. Until I meet the resistance, they're supposed to say resistance, which also, I don't like to think of my pussy as resistance. I don't want to think of it as a portal either, but I don't want to think of it as some sort of like force field.
It's not like
Kathy cartoon,
yeah.
hashtag Kathy cartoon. But today I had a really nice conversation with this young woman who was like, "Ugh, airports, right?" And I'm like, "You're telling me," as she's like touching my boobs. And I'm like, "This is cool. That we can have this moment, like, witches used to dance in the forest, and
I like the idea that your vagina is the resistance. Because I like that I love you for your humanity, and when I think of the resistance,
the good fight.
I think of the
the bad fight.
TV miniseries event V from the 80s. Like I'm not
familiar.
I think of your vagina as like spray painting over propaganda that was put there by aliens and going like, "Fuck it, we can fight." And I'm like, "Yeah,
That's awesome.
I love this vagina." It fights, It like.
I moved. I mean, it does make you feel like a battleship a little bit, where they're like, "Do you have any devices?" "No, ma'am, I do not, but I could.
Yeah, I could.
Could have some devices."
That's I'm just learning about this. You.
Dan, before you say anything, this is my own expression that I came up with. It's not like common vernacular.
Well, no, but I want to.
I think it's intuitive, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean when I say a kangaroo.
Who here has kangarooed before? Nope. No.
Let's say
Well, see,
you were
that's
going
just
to a
dishonest. You guys are just
concert
being dishonest.
across the country.
Yeah, I don't believe that. They're just lying out there.
Yeah, like you guys didn't go to a concert where
I
they
don't know
were
if they know
searching
what I
for.
mean.
She means putting a nickel bag of marijuana in your vagina or anything that might need to get through some kind of checkpoint. No one in Portland has ever used their birth
It
chamber.
takes a lot to see the nobility in kangarooing.
I do those, I don't opt out. I go through the backscanner machines, and every time it's probably psychosomatic, but every time I just, my balls hurt afterwards. It's like I could just feel, all those little guys dying.
I feel lightheaded. I always feel lightheaded.
It's weird. It's got to be, it can't really be happening, right?
But then again,
up.
what would make more sense? I mean, if there's anything useful happening in that machine to them, then of course it's like you could feel it. I don't know.
I felt really good about my decision to opt out when early on some TSA agent said to me, "Oh, they took out 70% of the radiation. Do you know that? They took out 70%. And then another guy was like, "No, 100%. I was like, "You fucking don't know what you're talking about at all. They were like, oh, we should really take out this radiation.
They can't
That's
take
not
out
the way. That's not the way it works.
Like it's salad
ridiculous.
dressing. Like they're like, yeah, no, there's hydrochloroform.
It's the only thing that God. It's in the same way that I fucking resent when I go to Urban Outfitters and I'm trying to return a sweater and someone's like, have you worn this? Like when I haven't, and no, I have not worn the sweater. I don't know. And it's like, is your last name Urban Outfitters? I know you're making $10 an hour and I'm a human being and you're a human being, and guess what's not a human being is Urban Outfitters. Fucking take my sweater. Right? H&M is worse. And then the same way with the TSA agents when they're like, yeah, you know, they took out the radiation. It's like, what? On your deathbed, are you going to say, I was a company man?
But like, it's a radiation dispenser. That's its job. How do they take out the radiation?
No, exactly.
It's just a
made
box.
Up. I looked it up afterwards, and there's nothing to it. One guy one day was, all right. I have ice in my mouth like a.
There's an urban legend,
monster.
or it's true, but I will say it's an urban legend because I don't want to spread things that I don't want to be totally irresponsible. But there's legend has it that the guy that invented that machine won't go through it. Like that's the thing. How many people? You're Portland. Do you guys opt out when you go to the airport? Portland has a beautiful airport, don't they? I mean, it's pretty nice.
They have cool little shops and stuff. I opt out because of the philosophy of it, because of the Big Brother bullshit of it.
But what would you say to somebody that said, well, what about a metal detector? I mean, just because we had...
No, that's fine. But I mean, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the voice of this cause, but the idea of... I mean, those body scanner machines really don't detect that much, and if someone is really trying to smuggle something, they can. It just seems to me that they're developing technology so they can take pictures of us all the time, and so they can just ease shit in. I don't know. It's a little conspiracy theorist of me. But also, I'm like, fuck you. I just paid $500 for a flight, and I have to stand with my arms out, and there are pictures of what it looks like on another screen, and then... I don't know, it just bugs me. And also, not everybody has to do it. It goes back and forth, and it's like, well, then what is the point of this? It's just like a slow control thing. Like, TSA was bored, and so they came up with this fucking thing. I hope I can fly on...
I hope that H&M and Banana Republic or whoever you were talking about don't... Maybe the next podcast, Erin will just be naked. She's being boycotted by all the clothes retailers.
They come to the house and take all my clothes.
God damn it! There was McKenna. How you doing over there?
Oh, I'm good.
How's your nightmare of being in front of people?
Reliving all my airport experiences right now.
Yeah, I saw. Not to harp on this topic, but look, find this on YouTube. There's an amazing, uplifting video of these two kids who were handing out opt-out flyers at an airport. And it's not a short attention span thing. Like, it's like a 40-minute video, but you can like click through it. Like, it's just these two kids are at an airport and they're standing at the top of the escalators in the public area before you go through the machines, and they're handing out flyers to raise awareness of like opt-out day or something like that. Like, you don't have to go through these machines if you don't want to. And the airport officials come up to them, they're videotaping it, and they start trying to bounce them, and like they're using all the official language, and you can't be here, you can't be doing this, you can't be distributing this literature, and they bother to say, I think we can stand here and talk to people and hand them literature. We're in an airport. You have people down there doing the same thing for some religion. We're just doing the same thing. And then they get increasingly aggressive, and then they call the cops, and this cop, not an airport cop, just a regular cop has to come. And the regular cop is just this guy who refreshingly, like, he's got the buzz cut and the gun belt, and he just looks like any other cop that might do any horrible thing, but he like kind of scratches his head and he walks away with the airport guy, and he's like, comes back to the people and he's like, yeah, I don't know, I think the Constitution says you can do whatever you want.
I'm just that like he just printed out a copy and he was like, oh God.
They gave me a gun and a walkie-talkie. I think I'm supposed to just keep people safe. I don't think I'm supposed to. I think you have to. And the airport guy is like, what the fuck? What's your fucking name? I'm an airport guy. The same
as when you try to return a sweater at Urban Outfitters. It's identical. And I'm saying this, I feel strongly about this because I worked at Urban Outfitters and at Hot Topic. Yeah, really. Dark times. But at Hot Topic, the clothes are so cheap, and I would have colleagues that would be like, I don't know, should we take this back? Should we accept it? And I'm like, yeah, what? We make $7 an hour. What does this matter? It doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm all fired up. I don't know why I'm so fired up.
Well, it's the echoey chamber. It makes you feel like you're in church.
It's that machine.
It's that machine in back. It just makes you think of Flashdance and how women have been exploited by disco movies.